Hello. Is this thing on? Oh my
I hope
gosh.
so.
We're live commentating. It's me, Evan. I'm joined with Derek in the booth. Derek, say hello.
Hey guys, Derek.
We're commentating the first round of the vintage double elimination. I believe this is the final draft of the Cubevitational. Am I wrong
It
about that, Derek?
is, yeah. They've
This
had
is
they've
yeah.
had 4 drafts this weekend. 2 yesterday, and this is the second one from today. They had
And
the vintage cube yesterday, the artifact cube yesterday, and then they had Merfolk cube this morning.
and I don't know. It's a point system, I imagine. So this could be important. Like the winner of this round might already be locked up in a way. I don't know. I really don't know. But we're already started. We got a Mox Jet on Joey's side. He's got. Oh, is he foretold? Is that a foretold card? Would you say that's a foretold card? You see, Derek?
I believe so, yeah.
That's foretold, my
But
friend.
yeah, because you plot face up before tell face down,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely, and that could be anything. I mean, well, actually, we could look at the vintage cube list and find out. What do you actually? It's probably the 6-mana deal 5 to all your opponent's creatures and delayed blast fireball. I think is what that card probably is. If he's playing red, I don't think there's any other.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Anyway, and we got a turn 2 psychic frog for all you modern lovers that hate
Yep.
life itself, and
With the
that card's so messed up, man.
with the days backup
Oh, you
and
see
just
it?
drew a Snapcaster.
Oh my god, it's a day's backup. Well, this looks unpleasant for Joey.
Yeah. For the
I
sake of
did.
a good game, I really hope this just gets bitter triumphed. But
For some reason, the way Joey's holding his cards makes him look like he's gonna die.
I would agree. Well,
And
he just put 2 counters on a Psychic Frog and drew an extra card, so I have to imagine this is not looking good for
no,
Joey fans.
he obviously doesn't have a removal spell that costs 3 mana or 2 mana. Maybe I don't think 4 gets him anywhere. This fireball
Yeah.
costs 6 to cast off Foretell, so he's nowhere
Uh,
close.
I would agree. And just flipping through the 7 cards that Daniel looked through to get to this Water Grave, I saw a Time Walk, a Lightning Bolt, and a Spell Pierce. Daniel's deck seems to be pretty strong.
Yeah. So not a great amount of hope for Joey this match so far, but let's be optimistic. Let's see what happens. Daniel untaps. Oh, is that a Corey? Is that a Corey Steel Cutter I spy? No.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. This is all modern hits. Holy crap. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what's in Joey's hand. He kept. Actually, I have no idea if he kept 7 or not. But I mean, he had a Mox on turn 1, foretold a card, but he hasn't played another spell, which is quite strange to me.
Yeah, and his opponent just seems to be playing Magic, and Joey seems to be watching his opponent play Magic, which is not optimal, I would argue.
No. And I would think that maybe means he has removal in hand, but he could have like a Doomblade that's, well, there's not really that. I mean, I guess it's just damage-based removal that doesn't do anything against a frog.
Yeah, do we think maybe he has a second color that we're missing?
Oh, and now Joey's double-checking that card, yes, it does cost 6 to cast off Foretell. He has 5 mana. Second color, I could believe that, actually. This Mox Jet might not even be on color. It could just be a colorless mana rock. Yeah, that would make some sense. Okay. This card doesn't do anything, unfortunately, and it got dazed. Oh gosh!
And it's getting dazed.
And are we gonna tap our lands for that daze, or are we gonna? All right.
This is a horrendous game 1 for Joey fans.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's not too many of those fans in the audience, so they won't be too crushed, I don't think. Just kidding. We love Joey. We're all big Joey fans here. Do you know who Daniel is? I actually don't know who that is.
I do not. If I guess I could look at like who was in the rankings for this Cubevitational.
Yeah, I don't think I've met. I mean, I know Pellman as someone that I haven't played with, but I know of. There's Pellman, Brian, Matt, Joey, Scott. Pros is playing, I think, right?
Yes, Pros is also playing.
So then there's this guy Daniel, and there's one other person I don't think I know. That'll make 8. Well, anyway, this game looks like it's pretty much freaking over. This is like like in NBA when the commentators are commentating like garbage time or whatever, and they just start talking about like, next on NBC we have this new sitcom. That's basically what's happening here. Corey Steelcutter passed the turn. What the heck?
No second spell.
Not even an equip, just for fun.
Yeah,
I guess he probably got. He's got some spells. Yeah. Baleful Mastery, I see in hand. Snapcaster,
He did turn off his only piece of interaction, which was like Snapcaster Days, by casting an equipment that didn't do anything.
Can you not cast? Yeah, you can't cast the Days with its alternate cost with Snapcaster, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
It looks like Joey's probably just playing a mono red deck with the the 2 haste 4/4s he's played so far,
I'm
but this doesn't do anything. And now,
maybe I'm
oh,
thinking like maybe he's like a red-green ramp deck, considering we've
Baleful
seen
Mastery. Daniel, he must have another spell to cast if that's because there's no reason to give Joey a card here. Like
right.
that card doesn't do anything. He must have it. If you have another spell, this makes sense. You make a monk. Otherwise, it seems like a strange line. But I mean, like, yeah, Joey can't possibly win this game. I can't imagine.
I was
I think
gonna say
he can just dump his hand and win the game here. I'm pretty sure.
I believe this is an Inquisition of
Oh,
Kozilek, so we're
yeah,
gonna get to
that'll
see
seal
if
the deal
this
because you
might
can know
prompt
for
a
sure.
concession from Joey.
Oh, that'd be smart.
Just
Oh, all right.
yep, yep, and it
Good
did.
line. He found the line. Oh, he has to reveal his
Yeah,
foretell card. Wait, Joey, you break the rules. You have to reveal that.
Joey.
I'm pretty sure you
Joey's
have
a
to reveal that.
known cheater.
Somebody call the landline. We need Joey to reveal what that card was foretold. Otherwise, he's DQ'd. He's not making it to the next round.
if game one was any kind of foretelling for this game, I feel like he will not get much farther in the tournament anyway. But
Weird thing to say, but you might be right. I'm gonna post a little message in the. You know that when this happened on like Pro Tour coverage and like the commentators get quiet as they like try and alert someone like, hey, someone just broke the rules. Can somebody on the floor like tell me what's going on? This is what's happening right now. Let
oh,
me just
okay,
tip a little. I'll just DM Pros real quick. Maybe
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see if that does
We'll just
anything.
both be silent for 45 seconds while we watch player shuffle. Uh, it seems like Joey didn't sideboard anything. I saw that Daniel was sideboarding, but I didn't see any cards that he took in or out. He's also a Lutri companion deck.
Yeah,
Which,
that's an additional. I mean, he's got. You said he had Time Walk in the deck too.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we're already shuffling up. Joey just wants to die fast. Really, it looks like.
I was gonna say he is speed running into the losers bracket. This entire draft is double elimination though.
Yeah. So he's got he has a Mox Jet in his deck. That's pretty exciting for him. I'm not sure
Mhm.
what else is going on. I drafted a mono red deck at the last cube just regular draft and had pretty much every card you could possibly want and still lost the game. Oh, here we go. Is Joey going to let us know what that card is at this point, or is he just putting random morphs down for free? Whatever.
Oh,
Oh, Thoughtsy's okay.
he probably won't
Control.
concede this time, but
Oh
I
my
was right.
god.
He was
His hand is
missing a color.
so bad.
Yeah,
No! He kept 1, 2. He kept
he
7
kept it.
here.
Yeah, yeah. He
I mean, I
kept
guess the Mox Jet makes
4
sense.
lands, a Mox, what we
And then,
assume to be a foretold burn spell, and then Bone Crusher Giant.
I mean, I guess you probably don't mulligan the Mox hand, but
Hmm.
still. I mean, he did show you that he's a control deck with Frog, so Giant and Fireball don't do a ton. Ooh, Goblin's quite
Yeah,
nice here. You get
I was gonna
to
say this
loot
is a
away, yeah.
good way to get around cheap counter spells.
Yeah.
The days that we've seen, the spell pierce that we know is in his hand.
Yeah, there's a Spell
Good way to
Pierce.
filter these extra mountains too.
Oh, yeah. Daniel draws a card. I see Spell Pierce. Oh, Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel. We got a Raucous Theater under play.
Yeah, he's also got a Time Walk and an
Oh,
Urtai in his hand.
man, this is a nice hand.
Yeah, we really wish we had that Malcolm last turn because then we could put Lutri in hand next turn to set up for a Time Walk Lutri. But
Yeah. Mm. All right, Joey
as
draws his
expected, Joey
cards. Yeah.
filters his extra lands.
Plateau.
Yeah.
Okay, Glorybringer's nice here. I don't think he has a counterspell for this. Scaling up the
Yeah,
Spell Pierce. It's quite
this is
nice.
a fast clock, and like if Malcolm is your answer here.
Yeah, you're definitely probably going to block the Goblin here. And you got the Urtai in hand if you have another land, so you're not in the worst spot if you're Daniel.
I
But
was gonna say, there's a chance you could just play Malcolm end a turn and then like plan next turn to like or tie the Glorybringer, block the 2/2,
yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
you still just
That's,
have a Malcolm play filtering a little bit. But
yeah. But I think given we got a Bone Shards or
mhm.
yeah. I think given that it's the mono red matchup and Daniel's hand is just so juiced up, you probably just want to play safe, preserve your life
Agree.
total, and get to the late game where Lutri is going to be pretty good. Yeah, I'd
Mhm.
probably put. I don't know what's in his hand, but we maybe just put the Lutri in now.
I was gonna say because then on 5 mana you can just cast Lutri Time Walk, and that will probably get you enough advantage to win this game with Joey's
Yeah.
low on resources.
Seems likely.
Mm-hmm.
That fireball just sitting
Ooh,
over there doing nothing.
a
Ooh,
tapped water
tapped
grave.
water grave in the main phase. Interesting
Yeah,
choice.
so he's probably just casting Time Walk now. Yep.
Oh, that makes sense. All right. Let's see what else we have to do on our extra turn.
I was gonna say there's not a ton of follow up here.
I
Urtai
mean,
is
now
not
he
the
gets,
best offensive threat.
but he gets to hold it up, um,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. Definitely
I
interesting
was
use
gonna
of
say.
time walk. There's a lot of different lines Daniel could have taken, but this one's not bad though.
Yeah, I'm sure Joey has to have some kind of like. Joey knows that Dino has some kind of interaction because he hasn't put Urtai or Lutri in his hand yet.
Yes, absolutely. A reason I hate playing Lutri in Cube is because it makes you play face up with counter spells a lot of the time, but whatever. It's
Yeah.
still a great card. Joey
Mhm.
did not fire off the fireball in step, which makes sense. It only deals 5. There's no creatures in play.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I don't actually know what this spell
So
is.
it's a 1 red for deal 2 to all your opponent's creatures and themselves. So it's like deal 2 to them and their stuff. But if you
Mhm.
foretell it, it costs 6 mana and it deals 5 instead.
Gotcha.
So it's like an instant speed sort of pyroclasm with some damage to the face. It also exiles, but then occasionally you foretell it and then it sweeps your opponent's board and hits them in for 5. All right,
Mhm.
Joey, asking a rules question. Let's see what he's is he. You know, he is a judge
Wow.
himself, so I'm surprised maybe he's being admonished for cheating in the previous game by not revealing that foretold card. Who
Correct.
knows?
I hope. Yeah, I hope Pros is just reprimanding him right now.
Okay, I see a
Uh,
Narset, and what's that other card in Daniel's hand? Do you know what it is, Derek?
it's Urtai.
Oh, that's the
I
other
think
guy.
he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's playing a little bit defensively. I would have liked to see like a put Lutri in hand plus Narset last turn.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
But
I wonder if
I
he
think
knows what this foretold card is.
yeah.
Could mean something.
Yeah. Oh, Joey with excellent sock selection.
Oh, what did you see on the socks there?
They were just purple and gold and looked great.
Oh, all
I
right.
need to. Oh,
Breach with only like a few cards in there. Oh, he was wondering if he
yeah.
can cast the adventure from the yard, and I believe you can. Okay,
Yeah.
that's going to be an
Okay.
Urtai target for sure.
Yeah.
Although I might have
Honestly,
liked Urtaiing the spell he plays next because then he doesn't have the mana to play in another thing this turn, and the breach just goes away on
yeah.
its own. I
I
guess he would have been
think
able to play Goblin maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I think that was gonna be like a pretty bad underworld breach, and it like trading an Urtai for that underworld breach is not the worst thing in the world, especially if he just takes it and goes to 9 here. This is a real win condition.
Yeah, this is not a great spot for Daniel. He needs this Narset to hit something good.
I was gonna say all of a sudden we're left with a very quick game ending threat.
Yeah, here's the Narset.
Does the foretold spell also hit planeswalkers?
It does not. It's only opponents and creatures.
Okay. Still very good, but
It looks like
ooh,
he's
that's
yeah, that was a Luris, 2 lands, and
yeah,
something else.
yeah.
Wow.
Multiple companions.
This game's just over. He's dead on board, I'm pretty sure, unless he has a removal
I was,
spell.
I was gonna say. Okay, yep. Tap down to put Lucha in his hand.
Yeah, that's oh, and we're attacking. All right. He must actually. I mean, the Raptor has trample. Yeah, he's just revealing his fireball here,
Yeah.
or no, he's reading it, making sure it doesn't hit planeswalkers or something.
hmm
Daniel of the stack all your lands on top of each other mindset. Truly painful to watch, but
It's just so his opponent doesn't know how many he has in play.
Yes, yeah, of course, of course. Well, actually, it's
It's
more
just
so for us since we're above the match. We can't really see how high the stack is. Okay, here's the fireball. Take 5,
okay. Yeah.
and then
And
take 4
then
from the Raptor.
Raptors should put him away. This
Yeah,
would okay. Joey even playing the land first to get around days.
absolutely. And now we know what the foretold was card is. Thank you, Joey, for
hmm
killing your opponent at least with it. That was a
Yeah.
rough loss. It looked like Daniel was in a really great spot, and then just a couple of good draws from Joey, and maybe some missed timings on playing his spells, and it was over.
I was gonna say, imagine like if we don't cast that time walk and put Lutra in hand, the next turn we get to Lutra time walk and then draw Narset and get to look with Narset twice, and that game's
Oh yeah,
probably away.
yeah, it's a good point. Well, Vintage Cube always produces a little bit of surprise. The deck with the Time Walk and the insane cards beats the deck with creatures, I think, and
Mhm.
like maybe Underworld Breach for some reason.
Yeah, it seems like Joey's deck relies heavily on fast mana, and I don't know how much more he has other than that Mox Jet.
I mean, he
But
drew it both games.
I was gonna say, but when you're casting, like just trying to hard cast Glory Bringers and Rampaging Raptors, it's gonna be a little tough.
It's gonna be worse to be certain.
Hmm.
Hmm. What was the last time you drafted Vintage Cube, Derek?
Uh, it's been a long time. I think uh, the last time I can remember, especially in person, was like the LCL that I was in 2 sessions ago. So that was like a full 2 years ago, probably.
Mm.
Um, for people who might not know, they do two invitationals a year, and you play every other weekend to like gain points, and the top 8 performers play in this weekend. Um, but
It's the top.
I
It's the top four. It's top 8 performers in a variety. There's like top four for the best finishes and top four for like the most recent like 5 finishes. So there's a variety of ways to
correct.
qualify. It's not just like you spike like a couple 3-0s at the beginning of the season and you can't possibly miss. It's a little bit more.
Exactly.
You can qualify a bunch of different ways. Um,
Yeah, it's also you draft twice a month, so it's like you have 3 drafts per weekend, and there's probably 15 drafts that take place there,
yeah,
or like draft days. So
they
the
usually do.
amount of
They usually
points needed
They
are
do
quite high.
two. They do two. They're doing 2 drafts when I last went, but I think it varies on the given day. They definitely do 3 on these
Yeah,
two
yeah,
invitational days, though.
certainly.
All right, we got an early Raucous Theater, keep on top, Spire Bluff Canal, not much going on.
Hmm.
So let's go with Sunbay Canyon. We're taking some damage,
Yeah.
tapping some white mana, I presume. All right. Oh, that's a new card from your set. Can you tell us what it does, Derek? Because I believe I can.
I absolutely cannot. I know it's a 1 mana 2/1 that makes dorks, but I can't
Yeah.
remember what the requirement is to make the dorks.
It's just when it attacks, you pay 2, 1 and a white, and then you can endure 1, which either puts a counter on it or makes a 1/1. It's your. I think it's endure is the name of that mechanic.
Gotcha,
Uh,
gotcha.
I couldn't tell you what the name of the card is, but that is what it does.
Hmm. A very efficient turn from Joey here, being able to counter Daniel's 2 mana play with a Fairy Mastermind and putting, albeit a small threat, but a threat on Daniel as well. I
One that,
see that he has a Lightning Bolt in
yeah,
hand.
he probably got a bolt here. Otherwise, I mean, this is sort of an attrition matchup.
Yeah.
Joey starts. I mean, it's if he's just paying 2 mana to make a 1/1 every turn, it's not terrible for you, but it depends on the texture of each player's hand. Oh, and we're just passing. That is a
Yeah.
rough pass from Joey.
I was gonna say I didn't know you could F6 accidentally in real life, but I think that's what Joey just did. That
I
was
think
rough.
he's got to have another like burn spell in hand. Otherwise, the keep is quite strange because I don't think I saw a mulligan. Oh, he's probably got the. Oh yeah, here's the Bone Crusher.
Hmm.
We're to 18, 18 to
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, and for somebody looking for more draws, you can't be super upset that all Daniel did was put Leech in his hand. Like, yeah, that is bad down the road, but right now, not
I
being
mean,
pressured by the likes of a Psychic Frog is powerful.
that's true, and it's better than a Planeswalker or something sticking, I imagine. Although you
Hmm.
always could Bone Crusher that. All right, we drew the land, which is quite nice, and it looks like we're just
Yeah.
casting like the giant. Yeah, there we go.
Hmm. Daniel's hand also seems a little clunky here. It doesn't seem like a lot of spells. I think I see the
Yeah,
7 mana Ugin in the back of it.
I thought I saw that too, but yeah, what the Eye of the Storms? What is he playing that card for? Does he have some Mox Opals to cast? I guess he might have some Moxen to cast after he plays his 7-drop and exiles some
Mhm.
extra permanents, but that seems like a bad card for this matchup.
Is this a Chaos Defiler?
Oh yeah, it is. But wait, does he have enough mana for that? Is it? It's 5, and I
It's
guess he has.
5, yeah.
I guess he has 5 lands. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, that was a powerful turn. That
Yeah,
being said, Joey has drawn Runner Runner land, so maybe he is a little bit safer than.
yeah, that's quite nice. I
Hmm.
wonder now. This Chaos Defiler, he's reading it. It only targets non-land permanents, I believe. Um,
Yes, but I
so
believe it is on enters and dies.
so yeah, he's probably looking for a way to kill it before he plays another threat or exile it, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna do the clean
Yeah,
2-for-1 here.
we're trading. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Daniel has to be happy with that.
Yeah, especially with the Ugin in hand, not a lot of threats on the board. You
Yeah.
slam that card, you're gonna be ahead almost assuredly.
Hmm.
Yeah. And see a Narset, there's the Lutri, one
Hmm.
other card.
I believe it's a Bone Shard.
That would make sense.
Joey playing his cards real close to the vest here. Have
Yeah,
no idea
thank
what's
you for
been in
that,
his hand
Joey.
all
Close,
match.
so close he cheated in the first game by not revealing a card.
That is true.
Elspeth Knight
Okay.
Errant. That's a nice
If
threat
this,
here.
yeah, if this hits, this could be really powerful.
I mean,
Um,
the Ugin on cast next turn takes care of it, but
yeah, but Daniel has to draw land for that to work.
he does.
Uh, this blocks Lutri pretty well. Uh, I don't think you'd want to Bone Shards just for the 1/1 to put 3 damage on Elspeth because it doesn't.
Oh, no. Bone Shards does target Planeswalkers, I believe, though.
Oh, perfect. This is actually going to be very powerful, I think. This is probably a Bone Shards the Elspeth, and then attack with Lutri because Daniel drew Fallen Shinobi, and if Joey doesn't block, that
Yeah.
will be very bad.
I wonder what he's attacking here. Oh, Joey's
It's
tanking.
got to be his face.
But I mean, you ninjutsu in the Shinobi, and it also kills Elspeth because it's 5.
But then you don't get the hit trigger on Shinobi.
I mean, it's true.
Okay,
It's true. It's true. But then you don't have to cast your
Joey.
Bone Shards. But yeah, he blocks, which makes a lot of
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, Narset. Interesting.
Hmm.
More
I
than
think
likely
this is.
going to play the Bone Shards this turn.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you're good at Bone Shards, it makes perfect sense.
Here's the Baleful Mastery. Likely just going to get discarded.
Yeah, if Daniel had an island, I would be way more into taking the days that he revealed or that was seen from the Narset, but
Yeah.
uh, this has to be a Bone Shard. Does Baleful Mastery hit Planeswalkers? I bet it does,
It
but
does, I believe.
Bone Shards just is better anyway.
Yeah, it's basically you discard a card or you give your opponent an extra card. And this spot, when you have Ugin, I think you probably don't want to give your opponent
Yeah,
more cards that could answer it. You just want to get rid of your own removal spell. And this is a
I would
nice spot
agree.
for Daniel. A haste
Yeah,
creature here isn't great though for him.
I was gonna say a Raptor would be very good here.
Yeah, because that one has with the questing beast text where it deals damage to planeswalkers after it deals damage to the player.
Mm.
Like it's like a trigger, I think.
Oh wow. So yeah, Raptor would be really good here. That being said, Joey has already flipped out 3 mana.
There's the fireball to deal 2. Now it doesn't hit
Yeah.
planeswalkers.
I wonder if Joey knows that Dino has a Fallen Shinobi in his deck. Like maybe he passed it in the draft because
He might have sussed it out from the attack last turn, depending on what Daniel
yeah,
attacked.
I would agree.
So that I like that line.
Hmm.
The discharge is quite nice. And then now the Ugin hits nothing on the board. You still slam it probably.
He
Oh, now
still didn't have the 7th land,
you're right. Yeah. Oh, but there's
but
a
this
curtains, and he's gonna play the Fallen Shinobi, maybe hard cast. Oh no, just a flip. That
no,
makes sense.
he's yeah. I was gonna say
That makes a lot of
Joey's
sense.
hand has to be interesting here at the very least. Parallax
Oh,
Wave.
the wave isn't bad. The breach is kind of interesting here. He's got a pretty chock full graveyard. Now, revealing eye
He just doesn't have
exiles
the
a card, I
mana.
believe.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mana. Is Revealing Eye a
Yeah, you're
May?
right. It is a May, yes, because you let
Okay.
your opponent draws a card after.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not exile. It is just discard. You can't really take the flame slash because then Joey just plays breach, flame slash. Well, I mean, but he's not getting much value out of that. He guess he gets to cast a 2/1 from his yard after doing that.
Yeah, that would. But Flame Slash is the only one that deals with the curtains.
Yeah, which is not great because you want to be able to get in with the shinobi.
Hmm.
It's actually kind of a tough choice. I mean, the wave seems wrong. The flame. I mean, honestly, you could say just keep your cards, take the flame slash trade. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
taking breach makes sense though. Yeah, here he takes the
Okay, he
breach
took Breach.
because if you
I
expect this game to
guess
go long, yeah, you don't want too much
exactly.
value off that.
Yeah, eventually Daniel's gonna hit a 7th land, and I have to imagine that Ugin is gonna slam the door shut. But
Yeah. Okay, there's the slash.
yeah, knew that was coming.
Ooh,
And then
General Affairs. That's protection from monocolored. Hilariously, you want to guess what color Ugin is? It's hexproof for
this,
monocolored. I believe it is no colored.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, and there's the
Ooh, and
land.
this,
This
yep,
is gonna hurt.
and yeah, Ugin is just gonna.
And now Joey, do you
Joey,
see that he reels back in surprise? He did not
yeah,
expect the Ugin. Do you think Daniel boarded that in? Because you said you saw him board a card.
that could be true. but I just, uh, I don't know. This Ugin is going to be very powerful, and I think it's going to take over the game.
Yeah, Joey needs an answer for it pretty much this turn, or it's just over.
Yeah, Council's Judgment, maybe.
Yeah, an O-ring effect, something.
Yeah. Joey is just in shock, I believe, of what we're
Yeah.
witnessing. Truly, I'm in shock too. That I would not expect Ugin to come out of the Luras main deck, Lutri Psychic Frog companion deck.
I mean, it's basically a 7-mana kill it like Vindicate that also just draws you a card every turn and gains you
Mhm.
life. I mean, it's powerful once you get there. I'm just surprised in this matchup that Daniel decided to bring it in, or at least have it in his deck.
Me as well.
All right, Goblin.
Yep. I believe
Probably
we
gonna
have a
get rid of.
mismatch in power levels here.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Oh, we got Gut.
Okay.
It actually can threaten Ugin pretty well. We know he has the Shinobi in hand, but he's just getting to
Yeah.
draw so many cards.
And that's a time walk.
Oh yeah, okay, it's freaking over.
I was gonna say this one feels
I
pretty.
If it wasn't the Cubevitational, I'd probably not scoop. But it's the Cubevitational. Joey should probably keep playing the game. I don't. It feels so bad though in these spots to be like, well, maybe I can possibly win.
Yeah, I think he gets because of the mana that Ugin generates. I think we're gonna get to play Fallen Shinobi, Hardcast, Psychic Frog, and
He's short on blue to play the Time Walk and that. Oh well, we knew. Well, that's
oh,
funny.
you're right.
We knew he had the Parallax Wave in hand, so that Inquisition was a little sus.
I would agree.
And then here's the Time Walk Joey, reeling back, reading the ultimate of Ugin. Now, the ultimate, fortunately for him, I believe has no effect because it only searches up colorless spells, and I can't imagine Daniel has maybe one or two, but I doubt it. And it's probably just better
Yeah.
just to draw a card instead.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. That being said, I don't know if Ugin needs the ultimate to get this one done.
No, I don't think so. We're going to need to reach for another die, of course, because we're going too high on loyalty. We're up to
Yep.
13.
I believe that was an Urtai resurrected for Daniel as well, which will counter the Parallax Wave, and I have to assume end the game. Oh, Fallen Shinobi is going to connect. Joey reading to make sure he is as dead as we think he is.
And we're pretty smart guys, Derek, so I think he's quite dead.
Okay. Flip 2 lands. Best case for Joey, but
And we're reading again to see if we can play the lands.
yeah. Exile him under Shinobi for sure.
Yes, flip it out of the sleeve. Let's remember that mountain is not Daniel's.
And that is super important because that lets him hold Urtai up if he wanted.
Super important, I'd say somewhat
All
important.
right. Yeah. You're right. Sorry.
Daniel and Ugin are both at a high enough life total that I don't think they can possibly either one of them die.
I would tend to agree. I don't know if Joey has a single play here. He could
I mean,
cast Parallax
he's gonna go to combat and then get blown out.
Yeah, I would agree.
He'd probably sack the goblet. Oh, and he's trying to decide which to attack. I mean, I guess you attack Ugin
Yeah,
and then hope Daniel's hand is literally all lands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Joey's attacking the urge to pick up his cards and go home. But
Yeah. Maybe he's attacking a third party that we can't quite see from the table. No, we're back straight headed.
Joey quadruple reading his goblin.
All right, gut trigger. Where you reach, so we're attacking Ugin, I'm pretty sure, and we're gut triggering.
Yeah.
Daniel's deciding when exactly to blow Joey out. He's going to allow him to get the token.
Yeah. You have to make sure the board state is correct at all times.
Yeah.
Uh, Daniel just flipping the Urtai to the top of his hand. All right.
He's like, Joey, you don't need to go get the gut token. Like, just leave it off the table. It's not surviving.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Joey chose no sack with the gut. That makes sense, I guess.
It
So
seems like we
now,
have like an awkward backup. Like this goblin has not attacked yet somehow, some way.
you know, that's an interesting point. I don't know what's going on exactly.
Me either. But we went from getting tokens to untapping our creatures, which does not feel correct.
All right, we're going to our second combat phase. We're attacking Ugin for sure this time.
Yeah.
Now we're
It was in the air
deciding.
when we had gut in play, but now.
And if you're Daniel, you just don't block because, yeah. Okay, all right, there we go.
Right.
We're skipping it up.
Yep.
Wow, what a match! Corey, oh, I didn't. Yeah, you got to reveal. Still had all these. I had the Corey Steel Cutter and the Psychic Frog in hand.
I was
Still.
going to trigger my Steel Cutter next turn, though. Come back.
Oh man.
That was a beatdown.
Yeah, I mean, it was closer than we thought it was going to be after game one. Game
Yeah.
two was a little bit more interesting, but yeah, I mean, at that point, Joy couldn't mount a real offense. His hand was all removal spells, and that just lines up badly against your opponent's 7-mana Planeswalker.